Shalom Israel, Shalom Israel. So this is a breakdown of Joshua chapter 10. And before we go into breakdown Joshua chapter 10, anybody want to add just a quick recap? Anybody want to volunteer for a quick recap on what 9 was about? For those who did not watch that lesson. Anybody want to do a recap?
Want to do a recap?
Would y'all prefer Tevin do it?
Oh, you said, hold on, let me get the name right. Okay, so there was a group of men from the African countries that came near, into our congregation, Israel's congregation, and said that they lied and said that they came from far away. So they gathered up all their old foods, all their old clothes, all their old things to make it seem like they came from far, and basically tricked us into making an alliance with us, so that they won't be killed.
Right. So Maya, did we kill them?
No.
What did we do with them if we couldn't kill them? We did what?
Made them slaves.
We made them slaves. Right?
Right.
So that's what. So anybody want to add anything else?
Nah, that was pretty much sum it up.
All right. Did you have something else you wanted to add, sis?
I just wanted to kill them. That's it.
You wanted to? Slaves good too, though.
Yeah, very good.
Slaves good too.
I just don't like liars.
Right. Exactly. My dad always told me, man. He said, never trust a liar and a thief.
My dad used to say, man, you lie, you'll steal. If you
That's
steal,
what my dad said. Right. You steal your life. Lie, you'll steal. Right. Exactly. That's what he said too. Yeah.
He used to tell me, boy, you can't stay in my house and start lying.
Right. So Israel, we have the zeal. We quote things out of the Bible. We have the zeal. We just don't have the knowledge. My mother would tell me all the time, me and my sisters, my twin brother, she said, y'all stop acting like heathens. I didn't know what a heathen was, but I knew I wasn't supposed to act like one.
Right.
All my life, don't act like a heathen. Did you ever hear that before?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We knew that it was bad to be acting like a heathen. We have the zeal. It's in us. We just don't have the knowledge. You understand?
Yes, sir.
We knew better. We just didn't understand why. All right, this is Joshua 10 breakdown, and we are starting with verse 1.
Joshua 10 verse 1 says, now it came to pass when
Adonizedek.
Now it came to pass
You gotta try to say it, brother.
Adonizedek,
Yeah, Adonizedek.
king of Jerusalem, had heard how Joshua had taken Ai and had utterly destroyed it, as he had done to Jericho and her king, so he had done to Ai and her king. And now the inhabitants of Gibeon had made peace with Israel and were among them.
Right. So now it came to pass when Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, had heard how Joshua had taken Ai and had utterly destroyed it, as he had done to Jericho and her king. What did he do with Jericho and her king? So he had done to Ai and her king, and how the inhabitants of Gibeon had made peace with Israel and were among them. So it said the same way as he had done to Jericho and her king. What did he do to Jericho?
He took the city and killed the inhabitants of the city and killed the king and took what was needed.
Definitely. Let's go to Joshua 6 and 2 real quick. Joshua 6 and 2.
Joshua chapter 6 verse 2 says, and the Lord Yahweh God said unto Joshua, see, I have given into thy hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor.
So he gave up the king to us. He put the king in Joshua's hand. He gave him to him. Gave him up. All right, let's keep going.
That's right. Okay. Verse 2 says that they feared greatly because Gibeon was a great city, as one of the royal cities, and because it was greater than Ai, and all the men thereof were mighty.
Right. So, and they feared greatly because Gibeon was a great city, a royal city. And this city was greater than I, which we destroyed, and all the mighty men. Let's keep going.
Wherefore Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, sent into Hoham, king of Hebron, and unto Param, king of Jarmuth, and unto Japhiah, king of Lachish, and unto Debir, king of Eglon, say, come up unto me and help me, and we may smite Gibeon, for it hath made peace with Joshua and with the children of Israel.
So this is what's going on. So the king, I'm gonna call him Adoni. So King Adoni, this is Adoni the Jek, what's his name?
The Zek.
Adoni Zedek. Alright, so just a quick reference, I'm gonna call him Adoni, King Adoni. Alright, so King Adoni is recruiting other kings to take down Gibeon. Gibeon is where we made peace with. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Right. So they're trying to get other people to take down. This is where, so he's trying to get other kings to take down Gibeon, a place that we made peace with. Let's keep going. Remember, we made peace with Gibeon, but this King Adoni getting other kings to take over that place.
Therefore, the 5 kings of the Amorites, the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, the king of Eglon, gathered themselves together and went up, they and all their hosts, and encamped before Gibeon, and made war against it.
What verse was that?
Verse
that was 5.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, and Adonai, he is the king of Jerusalem, right?
Yes, sir.
He's basically not of us. He's going against us. Anyway, so let me see. So these 5 kings, they have now attacked Gibeon. Let's keep going.
And the men of Gibeon sent into Joshua to the camp of Gilgal, saying, slack not thy hand from thy servants, come up to us quickly and save us, and help us, for all the kings of the Amorites that dwell in the mountains are gathered together against us.
You ever understand that?
Yes, sir.
So, read that one more time.
And the men of Gibeon sent into Joshua to camp. And the men of Gibeon sent into Joshua to the camp of Gilgal, saying, slack not thy hand from thy servants.
So the Gibeons sent message to Joshua saying, don't slack up on your protection for us. Don't slack up because these people are trying to get us. Go ahead.
Come up to us quickly and save us and help us. For all the kings of the Amorites that dwell in the mountains are gathered together against us.
Right. So they sent word to Joshua saying, help us because, maybe we might need a little bit more protection because they're trying to attack us. Go ahead.
So Joshua ascended from Gilgal, he and all the people of war with him, and all the mighty men of valor.
Right, that's verse 7. So Joshua ascended from Gilgal, he and all the people of war with him, and all the mighty men of valor. Valor just means strength. All right, verse 8.
And the Lord Yahweh God said unto Joshua, fear them not, for I have delivered them into thy hand. There shall not a man of them stand before thee. Right,
so the Most High God says to Joshua, don't be afraid of them. I'm actually going to give them to you to destroy. You understand? That's what the Most High is telling Joshua. Don't be scared. I'm going to give these people to you to destroy. Right?
Yes, sir.
And he says he's going to kill all of them too. He told Joshua he's going to kill all of them. Go ahead.
Joshua therefore came unto them suddenly and went up from Gilgal all night. And the Lord Yahweh God discomfited them from Israel.
Read that again.
And the Lord Yahweh God discomfited them before Israel.
Discomfited is the defeated. That's what it means in this context. Defeated. Read that again.
And the Lord Yahweh God discomfited them before Israel,
Mm-hmm.
and slew them with a great slaughter at Gibeon,
Mm-hmm.
and chased them along the way that goeth up to Betharon,
Mm-hmm.
and smote them to Azekah and into
Makeda.
Makeda.
Right. So they basically getting the ass whooping town to town. Let me say that again. They basically getting the ass whooping from town to town. You understand?
Yes, sir.
That's like saying I'm gonna whoop you from here to Detroit. Right? That's what we did. Let's keep going.
And it came to pass, as they fled from before Israel, and went in the going down of Betharon, that the Lord Yahweh God cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Ezekiah, Azekah, and they died. They were more which died with hailstone than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword.
That's deep. So we beating these people. We're destroying these people. We killing them. And the Most High God saying some of them getting away. So the Most High God from the heavens, from the sky, all of a sudden you got big boulders, stones falling from the sky. The Most High said, let me help them out. And not only did the Most High got stones killing these people, Most High killed more with stones than we killed with the sword. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
He killed more with them stones out the sky. That's stones coming out of the sky. That's deep. That's deep. Coming out of the sky, killing them. And he killed more of them than we did with the sword. Let's keep going. That's your God is with you, yo. When you got a God like that, your God is down, yo. Your God is down. Y'all understand that?
Yes, sir. Then spake Joshua to the Lord Yahweh God.
I gotta say this, man. Like when you're an Israelite and somebody's picking on you in school, you go get your aunt. If you're a girl, if you're a boy, you go get your uncles. They coming out, especially back in the 80s and the 90s. They coming out the house with you. They gonna hold some ass with you. Who was messing with you? And they gonna go kick some ass. They may tell you to stand right here and you just watch. Or they may say, you help me join in, we're going to kick some ass. Either way, something's about to go down. That's how we move. Con? Now, an Edomite, a son go home, his daddy might just be like, well, Jeremy, we just got to, just calm down, Jeremy. Just calm, you're home now, you're safe, Jeremy. That ain't the way we move. We don't move like that. If your dad told you that, or your uncles told you that, or your big brother told you that, you come and say, they just dumped on me. And they say, Tevin, well, you home now, Tevin. That makes sense to you?
No.
You might start jumping on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might jump on your brothers. You ain't gonna help me, yo? You're not gonna help me? That's how we move. Con? Right. They don't relate to these writings. They don't relate to this. To them, this makes no sense. Well, why would you go after them? They're gone now. They're done what they've done. Why would you go? They don't understand how our God thinks. They don't understand how he feels, how he moves. We understand it and feel it even though we don't even know we do. We don't know where we get this stuff from, but we got it. We talk this way, we move this way, we act this way. Because it's in us. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Just respect it. Respect what's in you. Nurture that. You don't have something in you and don't pay attention to it. You nurture that. Just like women. Women tell men all the time, if you want to, you want to dress nice, accentuate the positive about you. I learned that from women. Whatever you like best about you, accentuate that. If you like your eyes, don't cover your eyes. If you got a six-pack, don't cover your stomach up. If you don't have a six-pack, wear something where you can cover your stomach. Accentuate the positive. Women even teach that. That make sense? Right. So our God is not like that gay Edomite. He's not. Con? Right. So our God's the same way. He said, threw some rocks down. He put his piece in. He might have said, I was planning on doing it in the first place. I was going to do it anyway. I was going to throw some rocks on them too. Right? He's not going to let you mess with his kids and don't do nothing. Smack. Right. You really thought you were going to get away with that. Smack. That's our God, man. For us. All right, let's keep going.
Verse 12. Then spake Joshua to the Lord Yahweh God in the day when the Lord Yahweh delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of
Ajalon.
Ajalon.
So that was 12, right?
Yes, sir.
Then spake Joshua to the Lord Yahweh in the day when the Lord Yahweh delivered us from the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, this is Joshua speaking in front of all of Israel. He's talking and he's saying, and he said in the sight of all Israel, Son, stand thou still upon Gibeon. So Joshua is commanding the sun to stay still, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. So Joshua is giving commandments to the moon and the sun. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Let's keep going. In front of all of us.
And the sun stood still.
And what?
And the sun stood still.
And the sun stood still. Go ahead.
And the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher?
We do have a book of Jasher, but the one that they gave us has been tainted, and we know it's been tainted, just like the book of Enoch. We can read and tell if a book has been tainted because these books don't tell you that Israel are the chosen people of God. These books include everybody, so we know that they've been tainted with. There were books called Enoch and Jasher, but we don't read what they've given us because it's been tampered with. Precept must be upon precept. There's no contradiction in all these books that we have. So why are there contradiction in these books? Mm-hmm. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Never trust thine enemy. Go ahead.
So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and hasted not to go down about a whole day.
Right, so he stood there for a whole day. Let's get another account where we with someone who had that much faith to stop something like the way Joshua just stopped the sun from going down. Let's go to 1 Kings 17 and 1. First Kings 17 and 1.
First Kings 17 verse 1 said, and Elijah the Tishbite, who was in the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord Yahweh God of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word.
Right. So Elijah prayed for the rain to stop, and the Most High stopped it for 3.5 years. Let's go to James 5 and 17 real quick.
Yes, sir. James 5 and 17 says, Elijah was a man subject to like passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly that it might not rain. And it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months.
Everybody got that?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Keep reading.
And he prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth brought forth her fruit.
So these men are stopping the sun from going down and stopping rain for 3.5 years. Almost 4 years it didn't rain. So can anybody think of anything that your God can't do? If he can part seas, he said, I can make these rocks, son of Abraham. Rocks. There's nothing he can't do. Right?
Nothing he can do.
Right. So we got to forget that when we're down and out. We got to forget that when we're sorrowful or going through tribulations and trials and confusion and madness and disparity. We got to stop thinking that way. There ain't nothing he can't do. Nothing. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's keep going.
And there was no day like that before it or after it, that the Lord Yahweh God hearkened unto the voice of a man, for the Lord Yahweh God fought for Israel.
Right. There's not been a day like that before or after a man was listened to like that. So it's very rare that happens. That means it's very rare that we've had that much faith. There's not a lot of men who had that amount of faith.
And Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, into the camp to Gilgal. But these 5 kings fled and hid themselves in a cave at Makkedah.
That'll work. So remember, Most High God, I'm gonna get everybody. I'm gonna kill every last one of them. Don't worry about that. But now this is saying, but these 5 kings fled and hid themselves in a damn cave. 5 kings and got together while all their men dead. These 5 kings gonna jet and hide in a cave. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's keep going.
And it was told Joshua, saying, the 5 kings are found hid in a cave at Makkedah. Makkedah. And Joshua said, roll great stones upon the mouth of the cave, and set men by it to keep them.
So Joshua told the men to get a big boulder and block that cave so they can't get out. And he put guards that'll watch it to make sure that they don't get out of that cave. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
That's what Joshua said. Go ahead.
And stay ye not, but pursue after your enemies, and smite the hindmost of them, hindmost of them. Suffer them not to enter into their cities, for the Lord Yahweh your God have delivered them into your hand.
Right. So we're still going after the other men, their men, and killing them.
And it came to pass, when Joshua and the children of Israel had made an end of slaying them with a very great slaughter, till they were consumed, that the rest which remained of them entered into fenced cities.
That the rest which remain of them entered into fenced cities. So they're going into these cities with gates and stuff. Go ahead.
And all the people returned into the camp to Joshua at Makkedah in peace. None moved his tongue against any of the children of Israel.
Damn right.
Then said Joshua, open the mouth of the cave, and bring out those 5 kings unto me out of the cave.
Bring them up out of there. Bring them up out of there.
And they did so, and brought forth those 5 kings unto him out of the cave. The king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, and the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon.
Now remember, Herod was also king of the Jews. So sometimes, like right now, there's Edomite govern over the Jews of all Israel. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So many times we've had kings govern over us that wasn't even of our people. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Right.
And it came to pass, when they brought out those kings unto Joshua, that Joshua called for the men of Israel, and said unto the captain of the men of war which went with him, come near, put your feet upon the necks of these kings.
Put your foot where?
Upon the necks of these kings.
Drag them about them caves, put them on the ground, and put your foot on their neck. Y'all understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Put your foot on their necks. Go ahead.
And they came near, and put their feet upon the necks of them.
You understand that? These are kings.
And Joshua said unto them, fear not, nor be dismayed. Be strong of good courage, for thus shall the Lord Yahweh God do to all your enemies against whom ye fight.
Whoa, you understand that? For thus shall the Lord Yahweh God do to all your enemies against whom you fight. So anybody you consider an enemy that you're fighting, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to go down. This is how it's going to go down. You're going to put them on the ground and put your foot on their throat. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
I did a audio, play audio one time. This dude kept getting beat up, kept saying, "Get your hand off my throat! Get your hand off my throat!" Everywhere he go, he talked too much to get beat up, and everybody would choke him. "Get your hand off my throat!" But that's what we doing to these people, man. Putting our foot on their throat.
That's funny that you said it that way. My nephew said it that way.
Yeah.
He don't say throat. He say throat.
Right. Okay, throat.
26 says, and afterward Joshua smote them and slew them, and hanged them on 5 trees, and they were hanging upon the trees until the evening.
Hung them until the sun went down. Let them hang. Let's keep going.
And it came.
This is not the gay white man that is in church. Not him. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, at the time of the going down of the sun, that Joshua commanded, and they took them down off the trees, and cast them into the cave wherein they had been hidden, and laid great stones in the cave's mouth, which remain until this very day.
So back in the cave they were hiding, let them stay in there. And it's there. That boulder is there to this very day. That boulder that's bucking is still there. How do we know that? Because thus said the Lord. 28.
Amen.
Amen.
And that day Joshua took Makkedah and smote it with the edge of the sword, and the king thereof he utterly destroyed them, and all the souls that were therein. He let not remain.
He let none.
He let none remain. And he did to the king of Makkedah as he did unto the king of Jericho.
Gave him up. Put him in the hands of Joshua. In our hands. Go ahead.
And Joshua passed from Makkedah and all Israel with him into
Libnah, I'm sorry.
Libnah, and fought against Libnah. And the Lord Yahweh God delivered it also, and the king thereof into the hand of Israel. And he smote it with the edge of the sword. And all the souls that were therein he let not remain in it, but did unto the king thereof as he did unto the king of Jericho.
But did unto, and he let none remain, so he let nobody stay. Go ahead.
And Joshua passed from Libnah, and all Israel with him, into Lachish, and encamped against it, and fought against it. And the Lord Yahweh God delivered Lachish into the hand of Israel, which took it in the second day, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein, according to all that he had done to Libnah.
We're going country to country. Lachish, we did kill them all. On the second day of being there, we killed them all. We're going country to country. Go ahead.
Then
that's what you call a tour. We out going on tour.
Whoa.
Go ahead.
Then Horam, king of Gezer, came up to help Lachish, and Joshua smote him and his people until he had left him none remaining. And from Lachish Joshua passed to Eglon, and all Israel with him, they encamped against it and fought against it. And they took it on that day. Whoa.
Same day.
And smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein he utterly destroyed that day, according to all that he had done to Lachish.
All souls.
And Joshua went up from Eglon, and all Israel with him, unto Hebron. And they fought against it. And they took it, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and the king thereof, and all the cities thereof, and all the souls that were therein. He left none remaining, according to all that he had done to Eglon, but destroyed it utterly, and all the souls that were therein. And Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, to Debir, and fought against it. And he took it, and the king thereof, and all the cities thereof, and they smote them with the edge of the sword, and utterly destroyed all the souls that were therein. He left none remaining, as he had done to Hebron, and he did to Debir, and to the king thereof, as he had done also to Libnah, and to her king. So Joshua smote all the countries of the hills, and of the south, and of the vale, and of the springs, and of their kings, and all their kings. He left none remaining, but utterly destroyed all that breathed, as the Lord Yahweh God of Israel commanded.
If they breathing, they dying. If they breathing, they dying. So did they incorporate children?
Yep.
Everybody.
Wives,
Dogs, cats,
right? Everybody got to go. Go
baby
ahead.
birds, and everything.
Yeah.
And Joshua smote them from
Kadesh Barnea.
Kadesh Barnea, even into Gaza, and all the countries of Goshen, even unto Gibeon.
Mm-hmm.
And all these kings, their land did Joshua take at one time, because the Lord Yahweh God of Israel fought for Israel. And Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, into the camp to Gilgal.
Right. That is Joshua 10 breakdown. So we're just going place to place, destroying everybody and everything that moves. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing in Israel. That's how we roll. That's how our God rolls.
That sounds like a hurricane coming through.
Right.
Killing everything.
And that ain't nothing like what the Most High is about to do. Because remember, the Most High said that our deliverance is going to trump when we came out of Egypt. And people have been talking about Egypt even until today. We're still talking about how Moses said, let my people go. They still talking about that in the churches. They still talking about that in the highways and the byways. They still talking about that among the heathens. They still talking about Moses getting the children of Israel out of Egypt, out of slavery, how big it was. But the Most High said this salvation is going to trump that. They're not going to be talking about that no more. They're going to be talking about us coming up out of America. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we are definitely in special times. We are in beautiful times. These are beautiful times that we live in. They're perilous times, which means dangerous, but they're still beautiful times. Ezekiel and Jeremiah and even Moses, they long to see this day. To see, the Most High said there's nothing more beautiful, paraphrasing greatly, there's nothing more beautiful than a man.